As piano players, we have two clef signs to learn how to read the treble clef and the bass clef. Now, whether that makes us lucky or unfortunate, I don't know, because it is a wee bit more to learn. But anyway, let's have a look at what they look like and how we use them. Okay, before I go into the treble and then the bass clef, I just want to talk about the staff. You know, it doesn't matter what instrument you play, you're always going to see, well, yeah, you're always going to see the staff, and that consists of 5 lines and 4 spaces. And obviously you can get dots, line notes on the lines and space notes in the spaces. So the problem is nobody could know what pitch they are without having a clef at the start of the line to tell us where we're going to play these notes. Okay, we've got the treble clef. We'll talk about that first. Of course, that's the hardest one to draw. It's the one that I always love seeing it when people, you know, start actually doing notation on paper and drawing out their treble clefs. We get some very interesting versions of them. I'm not saying that mine's perfect, but yeah, there's some pretty arty features with these things. The other name that we've got for the treble clef is also the G clef. Now, it's pretty much because it sits on the G line, the kind of starting circle bit that I start drawing it with sits on the G line. I tend to use mnemonics to remember all the line and space notes, and there's something weird about mnemonics. I don't know who or why came up with this idea, but it basically starts from the bottom and works your way up, which is always counterintuitive. So when we have the spaces for the treble clef, we start at the bottom with F, and then we've got A, C, and then E in the spaces. Now, obviously that spells face. You don't really need a mnemonic for that. But however, with the lines, it's a wee bit different. So the bottom we've got E, and then we've got G, this is going up the way, remember, B, D, and then F. And I use every green bus drives fast, but there's loads of different ones, you know, don't take mine as gospel. Whatever it is that works for you, then that's the main thing. Okay, before I go into the bass clef, you know, if you've got any mnemonics that helps you remember all the different note names on all the clefs, then, you know, let me know what they are. I'm always interested to hear new ones. Some of them are better than others. Yeah, and if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. Okay, the bass clef, just like the treble clef, actually, it's got another name. The bass clef is a bit easier to draw. I would just think it looks like big ears. And it's also known as the F clef. Again, that's because generally when you're drawing it, you start on the F line and you draw your curve round with your dots. The other thing about the bass clef is as well, sometimes I would generally draw it, you know, going clockwise, but it has been known to have bass clefs going the other way as well, and they both mean the same thing. Right, so going on to the mnemonics for these, again, let's start with the spaces. The bottom space we've got A, and then we've got C, and then E, and then G. And when I'm teaching that, I use all cows eat grass. It pretty often comes back to food with me, but anyway, it's just me. And when we talk about the lines, we've got G in the bottom, B in the next line up, then we've got D, and then F, and then lastly we've got A. And guess what? More food, good burritos don't fall apart is what I use. But again, you know, there's loads of them out there that you can use. Pretty short video today, that's all I've really got. You know, it's reasonably straightforward, just got a bit of stuff to learn. There's some games out there that can help you learn that stuff. But anyway, that's me done, and I shall see you in another video.